the Valvoline Forest Rally Championship in association with Motorsport Ireland and Quilcha. Hello and welcome to a packed programme of high-octane action from the Valvoline Forest Rally Championship. With 2 rounds remaining, both in Ulster, we follow the competitors north, first to Omagh, County Tyrone, the Bushwacker Rally, where Monaghan Stephen Wright would have it all to do to defend his slender points lead against a host of world-class machinery.
We're here from showing a sort of good pace on most events and staying on the road and keeping the car going, so a lot of credit has to be given to Suzanne and the guys at the EGM as well.
We've made the penultimate round of the championship, Gary. It's been a good year for you.
Yeah, it's been very good so far, you know, except for the hiccup in Cork. We've scored in every round, you know, and we're in the top 3 or 4, I think, in the points should do it. But, you know, I know rightly going out here today, we're going to get into the battle with the boys at the front as well, so we'll see how the first couple of stages go and then we'll reassess the situation.
The last rally there, we busted the gearbox and started in the first stage, so hopefully better luck today.
First on the road and first time in the woods with the S14 was previous winner of the Bushwacker, Derek McGarty.
Yeah, well, it's good to get this car in the forest. I've actually never driven one of these type of cars in the gravel. I've done a lot of gravel rallying many years ago, but I've never driven a really good car in gravel, so I'm looking forward to this.
After a successful year on tarmac, Frank Kelly returned to his true calling in the forests to compete on his home rally.
Forest's where it's at. I know we do a bit of tarmac now and again, but really a jungle bunny at heart. So it's always good to get back into the forest, especially here in Omagh. This is our local rally. Wouldn't miss this for the world.
Behind me, the mist is being burnt off the mountains of Omagh by the morning sun for the 2012 Bushwacker Rally. This counts as the penultimate round of the Valvoline National Forestry Rally Championship and the final round of the Northern Ireland Forestry Championship. I've spoken to many of the top competitors this morning, and it seems like not many of them are going to settle for anything but a win.
With so many top drivers in the mix, predicting a winner would be a difficult task. One of the favourites was 2-time winner of the Bushwacker, Derek McGarty. The current Northern Ireland Championship leader recovered from a few nervy moments to lie second overall after the opening loop. 3-time winner of the event, Kenny McKinstry, also reported early moments in his S10 Impreza, but the Banbridge man recovered well to lie 2 seconds off McGarty in third. Gary Jennings' 555 version of the Impreza held its own on the opening loop of 3 stages, but the Fermanagh native really let loose on the shorter 2-stage second loop to move into a 3-second lead. Vincent Mackery found it hard to get traction in his Mitsubishi Evo 9, and brake trouble saw the Monaghan man slip out of the top 10. Championship contender Colin Britton was happy with his pace over the morning stages. The Tyrone native held 4th overall and led Group N.
Dim it through the post and turn square left into square right, kink over bridge. Turn square left, square right over the bridge. Kink, 200. Okay, keep going now.
Local driver Mark Donnelly reported a lucky escape on stage 1, but he finished the morning loops to hold joint 5th place. Leading the Valvoline series in the Mitsubishi Evo 6, siblings Stephen and Suzanne Wright were just about keeping in touch with the pace of the Evo 9s. They held 9th overall. Martin Carnes was quickest out of the blocks and held a 7-second lead after loop 1, but the Strabane man spun on stage 5 to hand the lead to a resurgent Gary Jennings.
Man, keep it going now, down to the turn, 6 right tight. That's it. Flat one, go ahead, keep it that flat one right here now, 100.
There was a woeful shake of the head from Derek McGeehan at the start of stage 3. His Mini WRC was down on power and trailing McGarty in the hunt for the Northern Ireland title.
It was evident coming out of stage 2 that there were problems here, Derek.
Yes, stage 1 we had a very good run. Stage 2 off the start line, the car just lost all power. Absolutely no power in the car at all through stage 2 and 3. So
Do you know what the root of the problem was?
we don't know yet. We've changed a couple of sensors there, and we're just hoping now to get onto the road to do a boost check and see it all our powers back again. If not, it's just going to be a disaster of a day.
Quickest off the line in the two-wheel drive race, Vivian Hamill surrendered the early class lead after a stage 2 spin, and by stage 8 he was 10th overall. Frank Kelly had to slow to a canter on stage 1 to avoid a wild horse, but the local man really kicked on over the course of the day to steer his mount into the two-wheel drive lead and 8th overall. Dungiven's Seamus O'Connell was playing catch-up after a stage 1 incident left him outside the top 10. Holding second in the 2-litre class was Dunnamore's Adrian Hetherington. Antrim's Drew Stewart came from behind to lead the class after stage 8. Class leader in the Valvoline series, Shay Power, was feeling the pressure in his tyres. The Kilkenny man was unhappy with the pressure level over the morning stages. Back at the top of the field, Martin Kearns attacked the third loop to retake the overall lead ahead of Derek McGarity.
Well, the excitement is building going into the final test. Martin, you're back in the lead where you want to be.
Yeah, well, it'll be very tough in these 2 stages, but we're going to try our best on it. And there's a lot of tarmac on the last stage, and it's just difficult on the gravel tyres, but it's the same for everybody, so we'll see how we go.
Going into the final 2 now, Derek, and how have you been enjoying this ride?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Car's superb. You know, just every stage we're getting quicker, and I would love to be going to do another 100 miles in it today. It's superb.
Gary, all you need to do is play your cards right, and you'll be taking home a title this evening to Ket.
Yeah, I know, but you know, there's also an overall win up here for grabs as well against the Northern Ireland Championship boys. So we'll play our cards right and see how it goes in the first one, and if we have to go, we'll go for it in the second one.
The stage was set for a nail-biting finish over the final loop, where class battles raged throughout the field, and taking second in the historic class were local crew Gary Owens and Stephen O'Hanlon. But making history as the first ever Valvoline historic class champion was Tommy O'Connell with navigator Brian Duggan.
Well, Tommy, from the start line, you were taking a victory home down south.
Yep, that's the way it worked out. Unfortunately, we were the only ones that entered into the historic this year, you know, but somebody has to do it anyway. It's a pity, there's nobody really to race, but there are a few lads here, local lads today. It's good fun racing them. Hopefully there'll be more next year, maybe come down south more, do the rest of the championship.
Johnny Leonard and Paddy Robinson took the Class 1 win in the Ford Fiesta. Despite retiring on stage 8, the bonus points for starting his 5th event secured the Class 3 Valvoline title for Adrian McElhenney. Winners of Class 3 on the day were Leroy Mills and Robert Fife in the Vauxhall Nova. In Class 4, local crew Alan Smith and Peter Thompson emerged victorious in their Corsa. Taking the top spot in Class 5 was local driver Dermot O'Hagan in the Corsa. Categorised as Class 6 at the Bushwacker, Cork's Ray Benskin Jr. wrapped up the Valvoline Class 4 Championship with a 6th place finish in Omagh.
4 left tightens here, 60 to a 6 left. 6 left coming up now, 100. 100 metre through the post, turn square left onto the tar. Square left onto tar. 150 over crest. Beautiful, 150 over crest.
Local crew Andrew Bustard and David Young took the top spot in Class 6. In the battle for the Valvoline 2-wheel drive title, Ian Downey lost ground on the points table with a final stage retirement at the Bushwacker. Gaining 10 points on Downey with a good finish in Omagh, Shay Power kept the pressure on the 2-wheel drive leader, Dean Raftery, who was a further 10 points ahead with 1 round to go. Taking 4th in Class 7 was Monaghan crew Michael Conlon and Kieran McPhillips. Just 9 seconds quicker over the 10 stages was Antrim crew Drew Stewart and David White in 3rd. Derry crew Seamus O'Connell and Sean McGee went 6 seconds quicker again to take the runner-up spot in Class 7 and 18th overall. But taking the Class 7 win and 12th overall was the Tyrone-Wexford pairing of Adrian Hetherington and Gary Nolan. Desi Henry and Barry McNulty brought their Citroën DS3 to 3rd in Class 8 and 17th overall. Vivian and Paul Hamill had to settle for the runner-up spot in Class 8, but the Ballygawley men finished a fantastic 9th overall in the Escort. Frank Kelly drove his heart out on his home stages to take the two-wheel drive win and finished 6th overall with Cork's Liam Brennan on the notes. An on-the-limit moment on stage 2 led to Robert McKelvey being over the time limit at the end, which meant disqualification for the rally sponsor. But recording a finish for the McAlfrey clan was Darren in the Group N Evo 6. Cork crew Gerard and James Lucy finished 5th in Group N and 16th overall. 10 seconds ahead was the Down Antrim pairing of Ray Mason and Peter Martin, who took 4th in Group N and 15th overall. Ian Cochran and Ray Fitzpatrick took 3rd in Group N and 11th overall on their home rally.
6 laps slowing, 40, 17 hairpin right on the 350. Get her going, get her going. Yeah, 350 a run.
Going 10 seconds quicker to take 10th place were Group N runners-up Vincent and JP Macquarie. But a flawless drive by Colin Britton and Arthur Kearns saw them take the Group N victory, whilst just missing out on a podium finish in 4th. Taking 3rd in Class 9B at the Bushwacker, Monaghan's Stephen and Suzanne Wright finished 8th overall. Missing out on the Northern Ireland Rally title, Derek McGeehan and Damien Connolly finished 2nd in class and 7th overall. Local crew Mark Donnelly and Sean Ferris won Class 9B and finished 5th overall in the Evo 9. With the Valvoline Forest title within grasp for Gary Jennings, disaster struck on the very last stage when his Subaru expired in a cloud of steam and smoke at the start line, as captured by Colin Britton's in-car camera.
Okay.
No such dramas for the 3 times previous winner of the Bushwacker, Kenny McKinstry, who finished 3rd overall with Noel Orr navigating in the S10. Martin Kearns and Kevin Flanagan went into the final loop with a 3-second lead, but they had to settle for the runner-up spot when Derek McGarrity and James McKee blitzed them on the final 2 to win by 13 seconds. It was McGarrity's 3rd win at the Bushwacker, having won here in 1995 with a Metro and in 96 in an Escort Cosworth. And this victory with the S14 saw him claim the Northern Ireland Rally Championship title.
Yeah, it felt very good. We just had to push real hard in the last 2 stages, and the last stage is the first stage I really felt as though I was driving the car the way it should be driven, and it's very enjoyable.
Just missing out on the podium celebrations was Group N winner Colin Britton, who climbed up to 2nd on the Valvoline points table.
We had a real good cut at it, but the stage is clean the evening and the WRC's got away from us but no, we're happy enough with the result.
More than happy with his performance on his home event was two-wheel drive winner Frank Kelly.
Can't describe how happy I am to come through that. Yeah, when you're driving with your heart, anything can happen. Liam done a fantastic job in his notes. Kumo gave me some unbelievable tyres, especially from the middle loop. The whole thing worked very well. Car was going well. You couldn't ask for better. Good stages and good crowds.
So there's confirmation of a dramatic Bushwacker rally, and a look at the Valvoline points table shows that things could scarcely be closer going into the final round.
Back at the Silver Birch Hotel, victory has been taken at the 2012 Bushwacker Rally by Derek McGarrity, who has also lifted the crown in the Northern Ireland Forestry Championship. However, the Valvoline National Forestry Championship goes down to the wire at the Glens of Antrim after the break. Welcome back to On the Limit Sports for the final round of the Valvoline National Forestry Rally Championship, the Glens of Antrim Rally. Now, at the last round in Omagh, we saw Gary Jennings fall foul at the final stage, and should something similar happen today, it's his championship to lose. Colin Britton will be there to pick up those precious pieces. So the co-driver's title, as well as the driver's title, will be decided over the next 6 stages.
Those 6 stages may not have been going ahead if it were not for the timely intervention of competitor Eamon Doherty of River Ridge Recycling, who happily stepped in at short notice to sponsor the event.
Yes, of course. We're delighted to be the sponsor of this event. It's an historic rally in the northwest, and we had to step in at short notice due to issues beyond the motor club's control. So, from the 3 weeks, we got the venue sorted out, and so hopefully it'll go okay today.
First on the road for the second event in a row were Derek McGarity and James McKee. The pair were fourth after the opener, but soon got on the pace and moved into a 7-second lead after stage 4. It was a nervy start for Gary Jennings as he discovered a bad misfire in his newly engined Subaru. He still held 7th overall, which would be enough to claim the Valvoline title.
Crest bumps okay, 80. Crest 100, turn square right. That's crest 100 from here. Turn square right. 170.
Ready to pounce should disaster befall Jennings, Colin Britton was just 2 seconds off the Fermanagh man after the opening loop.
One right, 100 up middle. One right, 100 up middle. Turn square left onto the tar. Square left onto the tar. 140. Flat one left, 200.
Going well in his Impreza was Enda McNulty in 5th place. Close on McNulty's tail were Stephen and Suzanne Wright, who held 6th. Mechanical trouble put paid to Vincent Macquarie's title hopes as he was forced to retire his Mitsubishi on the opening stage. Quickest on the opener, Martin Cairns slips behind Derek McGarity and was pushing hard to make up the 7-second deficit.
And flat crest jump, the wee kick on at 150. Big crest jump, push over it, go ahead, 40, one right over jump, okay, go ahead, Martin, go on 100, caution, 2 right over jump here, 40, and caution, 1 left, tightens over jump and dip, into 2 right over big jump, go ahead, push on 100, flat 1 left here, 80, flat crest middle, push now, 80 down.
14 seconds further back in 3rd was Derek McKeehan in the Mini WRC. Making his 4-wheel drive debut after swapping his Citroën for a Mitsubishi was Desi Henry, who held 4th place in the Evo 6. With his main rivals for the Valvoline 2-wheel drive title absent, it was just a matter of getting to the finish for Kilkenny's Shea Power. Quickest 2-wheel drive machine on the opener was the Toyota Starlet of Shane McGeer and Jackie Elliott. Frank Kelly was stung into action by McGear's stage 1 time, and Kelly had taken a 13-second lead going into the final loop. So as crews, competitors and fans alike all refueled at the service halt, we turn to the various class battles now. Father and son crew Owen McGurkian, Senior and Junior, won Class 1 in their Mark II Escort. David Kerr and Benny Granger took Class 2 in their Peugeot 205. Claiming some silverware for Team Valvoline was Andrew Fanning, who took 3rd in Class 3, despite a non-finish in the Glens of Antrim. Winners of Class 3 on the day were Ian Miller and Ronan O'Neill in the Mark II Escort. In Class 4, it was a non-finish for event sponsor Eamon Doherty and Paul Ward in the River Ridge Recycling Mark II. Oren Donnelly and Paul Hughes finished 2nd in Class 4 and 20th overall. Winners of Class 4 were Paddy McToll and Conor O'Lone, who finished 17th overall in their Escort. Damien McGurran finished 8th in Class 5, which netted co-driver Thomas McGurran 3rd in the Class 5 standings. 4th in Class 5 and 19th overall netted Shay Power the Valvoline two-wheel drive title.
Yeah, we had a few good runs early in the year, so with the last couple I was just trying to get to the finish. So thankfully everything went well and the car held together, so fair play to all the lads for helping out all the year.
Finishing 16th overall, Adrian Hetherington took 3rd in Class 5, with the navigator Gary Nolan top in the navigator standings. Shane McGurr finished 13th overall and 2nd in Class 5, which netted him the Valvoline Class 5 title. Second in the Class 5 points battle, but capping off a great year with another win was quickest two-wheel drive man Frank Kelly, who finished 10th overall with Graham Henderson navigating. Michael Ryan and James Lowry won Class 9 in the Honda Civic. Having already won the driver's title in Class 11, the historic class Tommy O'Connell took another win to net the navigator's title for Brian Duggan of Rally.ie. Back to the overall battle now, and drive shaft trouble meant Colin Britton had to settle for 12th overall and 2nd in the Valvoline title race. But there was consolation for navigator Arthur Cairns, who won the co-driver's title. Finishing 11th overall and 2nd in Group N was Monaghan crew Sam Moffat and James O'Reilly. After a long, trouble-filled day, Gary Jennings finally brought his ailing Subaru across the line in 9th place to claim the overall Valvoline Forest Rally Championship. 8th overall netted Stephen Wright the Class 6 Valvoline title, while his co-driving sister Suzanne took 3rd overall in the navigator standings. Josh Moffat and Jason McKenna won the Group N and finished 7th overall. Enda McNulty finished 6th overall and 3rd in Class 6, while co-driver Paul Sheridan won the Class 6 navigator title. Belfast's Liam Regan was 5th overall and 2nd in Class 6, navigated in the Peugeot by Damien Duffin. Making a winning start on his four-wheel drive debut was Desi Henry, who finished 4th overall with navigator Lee Monaghan. Showing the Mini WRC could cut it in the woods was 3rd overall crew Derek McKeehan and Damien Connolly. Trailing by 7 seconds going into the final loop, Martin Cairns and Kevin Flanagan almost staged a dramatic comeback. But they had to settle for the runner-up spot, just 2 seconds behind winners Derek McGarity and James McKee, who nearly threw it all away with a stall on the final loop.
I suppose we made it difficult for ourselves in the second last stage. We sort of stalled, but not to take it away from Martin. He drove fantastically well, but good to get another win under the belt.
While the day may have belonged to podium finishers as they celebrated at Rally HQ outside River Ridge Recycling, the year belonged to the new Valvoline Forest Rally champion Gary Jennings, who made a rather alarming discovery upon arrival at the rally finish.
Gary, congratulations on the championship win, but as we stand here at the finish ramp, we've seen a mysterious sighting underneath that bonnet. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, it's quite surprised myself. We last couple of miles into the last stage, we felt the car was kind of a wee bit funny of itself, but never paid any remarks. But when we come back here, we noticed then that the front started to come out. It's only held on by one bolt, so yeah, we're quite fortunate to get here. We've had a misfire all day, but we've kept with it and we've done what we want to do to get the championship. So yeah, it's been a great year. We've really enjoyed ourselves.
Arthur, fantastic to lift the co-driver's title in the Forestry Championship. It was some battle all year for you.
Yeah, it was a great championship, and it went well for us. Like, Colin was consistent all year, and that's probably what paid off for us.
And there's confirmation of the results at the Glens of Antrim Rally, where despite not making the top 5, Gary Jennings' 9th place finish saw him crowned Valvoline Forest Rally champion.
That's it for On the Limit Sports and the 2012 season. We do hope to see you next year. And despite its digits, we wish you all the best of luck for 2013. Until then, take care.
The Valvoline Forest Rally Championship in association with Motorsport Ireland and Quilcha.